The total ignorance of a very atherosclerotic particle called lipoprotein A, which in 20 to 30% of Americans is elevated, is occluding their arteries, and is drawn in less than 5% of people at $28 as a blood test, available in every lab. And lastly, looking for new markers, new root causes, new pathologies. The microbiome, this giant living organism in our body that we barely understand, but knowing now that it's related to atherosclerosis, congestive heart failure, diabetic outcome, and kidney disease itself, and knowing that there are some nutritional-based interventions that may improve if you're willing to measure and follow up on it. Using early diagnosis. This is a platform that I speak on to the public all the time. Not waiting to find out that you have coronary artery disease in an emergency room, in a cath lab, or worse, in an autopsy suite. Finding out early, at age 40 and beyond. Recent studies in the last 2 weeks show from age 35 to 45, a calcium scan for $75 in this community can predict the prognosis of that young person for the next 15 years better than any other modality. Yes, there's a small amount of radiation, but it has dropped significantly on par with a mammogram and should not be overlooked. In my last minute or so, I want to talk about the community, the importance of developing community programming, not dependent on doctors' offices, not dependent on hospitals. About 3 years ago, a very wonderful gentleman in the audience, Paul Chadlin, called me and said, I have reversed my heart disease with a very sophisticated advanced nutritional protocol at the Cleveland Clinic, but I want some support, I want some peers, I want to meet some people doing the same thing. Can we make a group, which we both thought would involve maybe 25 people in this area of Detroit, and the first meeting had 130, second meeting over 150, and now has 3,400 members, the largest nutrition support group in the world, with no funding, with grassroots, with a lot of sweat, and an amazing volunteer group, some of whom are here tonight. But this is monthly meetings to bring in world-class speakers, teaching them the importance of nutrition in their life, but also giving them friends and peers and hugs. It involves small groups, patterned on Saddleback Church, patterned on most groups that recognize community support is the magic, is the special sauce. And it involves teaching and training on how to have life skills. There's the willpower and the skill power. And the plant-based nutrition support group, check it out at pbnsg.org. Institute it in your own community. Get a doctor and a patient that have some passion, and you can change the world.